Welcome to Digest of All Conversations. Today, we're taking a really fascinating deep dive right into our own biology. Now, we've all heard that sugar is bad for us, right? And let's be honest, we all know exactly how tough it is to put down that mid-afternoon donut or that late-night bowl of ice cream. Sugar is just everywhere. It's woven into practically everything we eat. But the mechanics of what actually goes down inside your cells when you stop eating it, it's absolutely incredible. So in this explainer, we're going to break down the exact biological mechanics of giving up sugar for 2 weeks. We're looking at how your body literally repairs itself when you take away its primary, yet highly toxic source of quick energy. So here is the ultimate question we're answering today. What actually happens to your body when you completely give up sugar for 14 days? And I don't mean just cutting back or swapping in a few diet options. I mean zero sugar for 2 full weeks. We're going to explore the profound system-wide transformations that kick in during this 14-day sugar fast, tracking the journey from the very first hour all the way to the deep cellular healing that happens when your body finally gets to reset. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap. 1. Breaking the cycle. 2. The daily upgrades. 3. The visible transformation. And 4. Internal healing and new fuel. Section 1. Breaking the cycle. Overcoming the initial hurdle. To actually get to all the amazing benefits we're going to talk about today, you first have to break the biological addiction loop. And make no mistake, it is a very real, incredibly powerful loop. You see, when you consume sugar, a hormone called insulin rushes in. It aggressively pushes your blood sugar down to try and process it all. But because it drops so fast, you end up in a mild state of hypoglycemia, basically low blood sugar. You know that mid-afternoon crash where you feel kind of shaky, completely exhausted, and suddenly starving? Yeah, that's this exact loop in action. And what does your brain do when your blood sugar tanks like that? It panics. It screams for more sugar to recover. So by simply getting rid of the sugar, you actually get rid of the craving for sugar because you're no longer triggering this exhausting daily roller coaster. Let's walk through the timeline of how your body breaks this cycle. Now, the first 3 days are unquestionably the toughest. Your symptoms and cravings are going to peak as your body begins this messy, uncomfortable process of converting its fuel source. But don't worry, you can mitigate these symptoms completely. How? By taking B vitamins, specifically from nutritional yeast, and adding some potassium to your diet. Nutritional yeast is fantastic here because it really helps calm your nervous system down during this intense biological transition. Then, by the 1-week mark, your body undergoes this massive dump of water and fat. And by week 2, you've hit full fat adaptation. At the cellular level, your body has actually built new enzymes. Think of them as little biological machines that are designed to run your system exclusively on fat instead of sugar. Section 2, the daily upgrades. Immediate lifestyle benefits. Now that we're past that initial hurdle, we hit a massive revelation about why we're always so hungry. It all comes down to insulin resistance. When you live on sugar, your body recognizes that having too much of it around is highly toxic. So as a defense mechanism, it starts blocking insulin just to keep all that excess sugar out of your cells. But here's the major catch. Insulin resistance also blocks essential nutrients, minerals, and vitamins from getting in. Your cells are literally starving while floating in an ocean of sugar. This is exactly why you can eat a massive meal and feel starving just an hour later. Quitting sugar entirely reverses this resistance. Your cells can finally absorb the proper amounts of fuel and vitamins again. And the result? Your hunger drops significantly and your energy finally stabilizes. And these upgrades continue right up into your brain. When you're running your body on sugar, you're highly likely to feel tired after meals. You might be grouchy, chronically stressed, and struggling with almost an ADD-like lack of focus. That classic post-meal fatigue, that's just a severe blood sugar spike exhausting your brain tissue. But once you're off sugar, the contrast is absolutely night and day. Your blood sugar finally stabilizes, you wake up feeling genuinely awake, you're calm, you're highly focused, and your overall concentration goes right through the roof. Honestly, you're probably just much nicer to be around, mostly because your brain isn't constantly panicking about where its next energy hit is coming from. Section 3. The visible transformation. Changes you can see. 13. That is a massive number, right? Well, within the very first week of quitting sugar, some people dump up to 13 pounds of retained fluid. 13 pounds. When you consume high amounts of sugar, your body holds onto excess water like a sponge. And holding onto all that extra fluid puts a terrible, constant strain on your heart. As you dump this water in that first week, you'll immediately notice your clothes loosening up. Your stomach actually starts to visibly shrink. In fact, your waistline is one of the absolute best physical indicators of whether you're consuming too much sugar. And those visible changes, they extend directly to your skin and your hormones too. When females consume sugar, the resulting high levels of insulin spike their androgens, and that directly causes acne. Quitting sugar lowers those androgens, clearing up the acne and leaving the skin absolutely glowing. If you've been struggling with unexplained breakouts, this might literally be the culprit. Now, for males, high insulin has the exact opposite effect. It drastically lowers testosterone, which leads to a whole host of physical and metabolic problems. Eliminating sugar balances these delicate hormones out perfectly for both men and women, leading to a much healthier, way more vibrant appearance.
Section 4. Internal Healing and New Fuel. Deep Cellular Restoration.
We're going deep inside the body now, because the ultimate, most profound benefits of this 14-day experiment happen completely out of sight. The crucial point here is that after 14 days, your body has completely switched its primary fuel source from toxic, dirty-burning sugar to something incredibly efficient called ketones. Ketones are an exceptionally clean alternative energy source that's produced when your body starts burning its own fat. But here is the most amazing part, something that should absolutely blow your mind. Running your body on ketones actively supports the growth of new nerve and brain cells. Just think about that for a second. You are literally building a better, more robust brain simply by changing the fuel you feed it. The long-term internal healing across your major organs is staggering. First, because you aren't constantly pumping toxic, inflammatory sugar through your veins, you'll experience significantly less stiffness and joint pain. Next, the inflammation inside your arteries plummets. This is absolutely vital, because reducing arterial inflammation greatly lowers your risk of plaquing, clots, strokes, and heart attacks down the line. Furthermore, your body actually starts clearing the accumulated fat out of your liver to use as fuel. By the way, if you have a large, protruding belly, it's a very strong medical indicator of a fatty liver. So as your belly shrinks, your liver is actively healing. And lastly, your kidneys. The kidneys are often the main target for severe damage in diabetics due to high concentrations of sugar in the blood. By dropping the sugar, you protect and greatly improve your overall kidney function. So, after seeing all these profound biological upgrades that happen from head to toe, from dumping retained water to clearing your skin, all the way down to growing new brain cells, the real question remains, are you ready to quit sugar for 14 days? As Dr. Berg put it, you really have to try it yourself, because the proof is in the pudding. Or, well, rather, it's the icing on the cake. Though I suppose if we're officially quitting sugar together, we really shouldn't be talking about pudding or icing at all. Give it a try, see how your body transforms, and see you on the next episode of Digest of All Conversations.